So welcome to today's bread for two baking session, and we're gonna start with exactly what?
I have prepared our basic dough recipe.
We're gonna find a reference to that in our technical section, right?
Correct, yes. So the basic dough has been, rose nicely, went through one stretch and fold process and is ready now to be prepared further. So our first step will be, let me wipe my hands a little bit, will be another round of stretch and fold. So we'll loosen it nicely here. Here we go. Stretch. Oh, here you can see, nice air bubbles. Punch down. Stretch. Wow. Very nice. So we'll do that another round. So usually I go 2 circles around. Okay. Now we'll take it out of the bowl. And I have, meanwhile, I'll show you quickly before I move the bowl. I have prepared my proving basket, sprinkled in some whole wheat flour. So the advantage of that is that our dough does not stick to it and it will keep the nice shape of our bread. So I'll put that on the side for a second. I'll take the dough out and move my bowl, and I'll put that on the counter now and show you how we can make sure that we get a nice shaped bread. And you see already, it's a bread for 2, so it's a smaller size. So just keep going until you have the shape that you like. That would be mine here. We'll take the basket and we just loosen the dough and turn it upside down in the basket. I put it down. We'll cover it again. And this has to rest and do the final proving for another 45 minutes. While this takes place, I will recommend to you that you preheat the oven, no convection please, for 475 degrees. I will show you in a moment the bread. I like to make my bread in a cast iron Dutch oven. So that cast iron oven is in the cold
Oven.
It's in the cold oven. Yeah, there we go again. It's in the cold oven. So, and it will heat up to the 475. It might be done after 30 minutes. That's my experience, but it doesn't matter. Keep it turned on until the bread is ready. And we'll see you in 45 minutes again.
So now we're back, and I guess we're ready to bake the bread.
Let's take a look. So the final proving stage is done. It's obviously our bread for 2. That's why it's smaller. So bread for 2, when you make a regular or double the basic recipe, you get a nice basket full. But that's our bread for 2, enough for us 2 tonight. So I will put the parchment paper on top, and I usually use a plate, that is that's actually a good size for my basket, and then I can turn it around. So let's give it a look. There we go. You see here the nice sprinkled whole wheat flour on it. So I usually just make it nice and smooth, go over it a little bit. I like to add some additional white flour, and then we do the scarring in a moment. So let me add some additional flour to just make it a little whiter as as we want to see it later on before we do the scarring. There we go. And now we do the scarring of the bread. So there's all kind of techniques out there, but I do a very simple cross today. number one, and then we'll do the one on the other side. Make sure that it's nice and little, that it's like a ½ inch deep maybe.
Look good.
I think that looks good.
And now we're going to bake it?
Correct, that's our final step.
Okay, let's move over to the oven.
Okay, let's get the bread in the oven. So as you recall, we have preheated the oven to 475 with our cast iron Dutch oven in it. So be careful, it might be a little hot. I'll take that out. And then it has to go fairly fast. So I take that and take the plate over. And then lift it and slide it in. Let me get my gloves again. And then we put the lid back on. Final close it. And then the cast iron goes back in. And I'll keep that with the lid closed now for 20 minutes at 475.
So we are back to check the progress of our bread in the oven.
Okay, it has been in there 20 minutes now at 475 with the lid closed. I'll take it out and put it up here quickly. Let me close it. Let's take a peek. Looks very good. At that step, before I put it back in the oven without the lid, I like to take the parchment paper out. So it sometimes works easy, sometimes it doesn't. But with a little help, usually it's good. Okay, it will go back in for roughly 15 minutes. And we'll reduce the temperature down to 425 now. 425. 15 minutes roughly.
Almost ready. Last few seconds, and here we go.
Here we go. So the bread was now in the oven for another 15 minutes. So we had it in there for a total of 35 minutes. Let me wrap it. Here we go. Oh, hot.
Yeah, this looks delicious.
Smells good. So we're taking the bread now out of the cast iron pot and are putting it on a cooling rack. So that's really important because your pot is still hot and it holds the heat for quite a while. So it needs to go on a cooling rack so it does not get any moisture on it at the bottom and it stays nice and crisp. So I want to show you now when we turn it around just quickly how we check it, you know that it's done. So flip it over and wow, sounds wonderful. And let's put it back on there and let it rest and cool down. And we'll show you the final results in a little bit.
So we are back, and I actually have the honors now to cut the bread. Just to see what it looks on the inside. I hope it's not hot anymore. It was fairly hot now. It's actually okay. So I'm trying to do the cross here. You hear the crunchy part. Oh, this sounds delicious. So the bottom always is a little harder. But here we got it. See if I can actually get this into the camera. Looks very, very good. All right. I hope you bake one too and enjoy it as we will once we are off camera here.